Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are designing this portfolio website from scratch using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we designed this testimonial section and this is how it looks. We can see that we have these testimonials over here and we can click on this next and previous buttons to go to the next and the previous testimonials. Now in this video, we will design this contact section and also this footer. So let's get started. Right, here I'm in my source code and let's go to the HTML file and let's go to the end. And here let's create a new section and let's give it an ID of contact. And we want the content of the contact division to be inside a max width. So let's add the wrapper division over here. And in that we need to add this contact me heading. So let's create an h2 and let's type contact me. And if you go back to our website, here we can see we have the heading being displayed. And after that we need to have a form. So let's create a form. And I'll just remove the action for now. Now in this form we need to have the input fields. So here we can see that we have these two input fields in one line. And then we have another text area over here. So we'll create a group. So let's go ahead and create a division with the class of group. And in that we'll create an input field. And let's set the type to text. And let's add a placeholder of full name. And let's duplicate this. And here let's add the type to email. And here let's type email. And let's create a text area over here. And for the text area, let's add a placeholder of your message. And let's set the row to 6. So we'll have 6 lines. And after that, we need to have a button. So let's create a button over here. And for this button, let's add a class of btn. And here let's type send message. And let's add the icon of the button. So let's search for the icon over here. So it's, I think it's in the hero section. So here we have this span. So let's copy this. And let's add it over here after the text. And if we go back to our website, here we can see we have all the content displayed. We have the input fields, text area, and this button. All right, now let's go ahead and style this. So let's go to our CSS. And before that, let's add a comment over here and let's tap end of contact section. And let's go to CSS file and let's create a comment. I'll just type contact section. And first of all, let's target the form. So let's type hash contact form. And let's set the display to flex. And let's set the flex direction to column. And let's add a gap of 24 pixels between the elements. Now let's target the group. So let's type hash contact group. And let's set the display to flex. And let's add a gap of 24 pixels over here as well. And we need to set the width of all these input fields to 100% so that it fills the whole width. So let's target the input field. So let's type hash contact input and hash contact. Let's also target the text area. And let's set a padding of 12 pixels top and bottom, 24 pixels left and right. And let's set the font size to, let's try 1.125 rem. And let's set the width to 100%. And let's set the font family to Inter sans serif. And let's set the background to transparent. And let's set the color of the text to white. And let's also add a border of 1 pixel solid 404040. Now when we click on these input fields, we can see that we have this outline. If you don't want the outline, you can add the following code. So you can just type hash contact input colon focus and hash contact text area colon focus. So when we focus on these elements, we need to set the outline to none. So now we can see that we don't have the outline and the text area doesn't have the correct height. So let's go back to the index.html file and here we need to set it to rows, not row. And now we can see we have the correct height for the text area. But now when you hover over this button, we need to have the cursor set to pointer. So we will do that in the styling of the button. So let's go to the BTN selector, and here let's set a cursor to pointer, and let's set the width to fit content. And now for the button of the contact form, we need to remove the margin top from here. So for that, let's scroll down and let's target the button inside the contact form. So here let's type hash contact BTN, and let's type margin top of 0, and this is how it looks. So with that, we have styled our contact form, and here we can see we have this resize button, and if you want to disable the resize of the text area, you can do that as well. Let's go back and let's target the text area. So I'll just type hash contact text area, and let's type resize none. And now we can see that we don't have the option of resizing this text area. Alright, so that's it with the contact section. Now let's create the footer. So let's go to the HTML file, and here let's create a footer tag, and in that let's add a wrapper division. And here we need to have this left area where we have the logo, this text, and these social media icons. And then on the right side, we need to have these links. So let's create a division with the class of left. And in this, let's create an anchor tag for the logo. And let's type designer. And we can just copy the logo from the hero section. So here we have the logo. So I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it down here. And here we can see we have the logo being displayed. And then we need to have a paragraph, and let's type designing ideas that make an impact. And then we need to have the socials. So we have added the socials at the top over here as well. So let's copy the same thing. Let's scroll up and let's copy the socials division from here, and let's paste it down here. Right now, let's go outside the left division and let's create a division with the class of right. And here we need to add the links. So let's create an anchor tag, and here let's type about. And we also need to have contact, services, and privacy policy. So let's type contact, and let's type services, and we need to type privacy policy. Right now, after the footer, we need to have this text for the copyright content. So let's go outside the footer and let's create a division with the class of copyright. And here let's create a division with the class of wrapper, and let's add a paragraph tag. And here let's go ahead and type ampersand copy semicolon. This will add the copyright symbol, and let's type 2025 Alex, all rights reserved, designed with passion. So if you go back to our browser, here we can see that all the content are being displayed. Now let's add the styles. So let's go back to the style.css file, and let's create a comment, and let's type footer. And here, first of all, let's target the footer, and we need to change the padding of the footer. So let's type padding, and let's set it to 54 pixels, top and bottom, 0 for left and right. And let's set the padding top to 0. So this is how the footer looks. And inside the footer, we have the wrapper division, and we need to set a display of flex for the wrapper, because we need to have the left division on the left side and the right division on the right side. So let's target the footer wrapper, and let's set the display to flex, and let's type justify content space between, align items to the center. And now we can see that this content is one next to the other. Right now, let's target this left division, and let's type footer left, display of flex, flex direction to column, and let's add a gap of 12 pixels. And here we can see the size of these icons is not correct. We have smaller size over here. So let's go to the CSS for the socials. So here we can see that we have added the styles over here, and we are targeting the socials inside the hero. So let's remove this hero from here, and we'll target all the socials. And now if you scroll down, here we can see we have the correct styling. Right now for the right division, let's add some styles. So here let's type footer right, and let's set the display to flex. Let's add a gap of 80 pixels. Let's set the font size to 1 rem, and let's set the text transform to uppercase. And this is how it looks. Right now, let's go ahead and style this copyright division. So let's type copyright over here, and let's set the font size to 1 rem, and let's add a background color of 0D0F12, and let's set the padding to, let's try 10 pixels, and this is how it looks. I think we can change the background color a little bit. So let's go back. Let's make it a little bit light. And let's go back. And I think that looks alright. So with that, we have styled our contact section and the footer. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.